We all have some systems for keeping track of our lives, whether it's in your head or in an elaborate spreadsheet. You likely have a system. And I feel like the last year we have honed these systems with trial and testing because a lot of us have been working from home. So in this video, I'm going to show you my methods for keeping home and personal organized. I hope you enjoy it. So I've always been a notebook person and only recently made the switch to digital when I decided to quit smoking. Funny story, not so funny, but I decided to get an app to keep track of the number of days I wasn't smoking, and I was really fascinated by the way that digital technology can shape behavior and patterns. And I was doing UX design at that time. I was working as a UX designer, and so this got me really curious about apps. So I started trying out different apps. And when I started using Notion for the first time, it was earlier this year, like Jan 2021, I did not enjoy it. It was too much in my opinion. But there was so much hype about it and I was curious, I kept going. In my true fashion, I didn't want to give up. And here we are today making a video about the wonders of Notion as a productivity system. But yeah, let me tell you why Notion clicked for me. Notion is really great for dumping as well as organizing. And this is really important to me because I have a lot in my head and I like to periodically clear it out. Especially now when we're working from home and everything is in one space, having a decluttered mind is even more valuable to me. So once I've done this brain dump, I still want to be able to go back and organize this stuff. But in the throes of a moment, it's not easy to be aesthetic and beautiful because you're compromising on the spontaneity of your ideas. And so being able to go back later on and organize it and still have the brain dump initially is a win-win for me. I can just plug and play and not worry about my ugly handwriting. Another reason why Notion clicked for me is that it is customizable, so much so that it's searchable. What I mean by this is a really messy room, but you know where everything is. My studio is kind of like that, and that's how my mind works because I have different streams that I'm working on at the same time, creating content for, like Patreon, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm also doing things outside of that, like commissioned artwork and illustrations and different things that all need to be kept track of. So customization is key. I've also been doing digital art for a really long time, and I am sold by the editability of technology. Although nothing can beat the feeling, the emotion, the sentimentality of pen and paper. This may seem frivolous, but it actually helps me to not waste energy on trying to make this tool look better. Because that's just the way that I'm wired. I want things to work a certain way and look a certain way, and having that out of my mind is very nice. In fact, before this video, I made special icons for all of the things that I use most frequently, and I had to tell myself, keep it simple, keep it minimal, don't go overboard with it, just do the top 5, maybe 10. The real game changer for me was when I decided to make a separate work tracker and a personal tracker. Now, I know this seems really obvious to most people, especially now as we're delicately balancing our work life, personal life, working from home life. And it took me the longest time because I just didn't know how to make that distinction. There's a mental shift that needs to take place. And for the longest time, I was floundering, like bridging that gap with mindless distractions. I just didn't know how to facilitate that, shift from work to personal. But now I'm doing that with work rituals and personal rituals. Let me show you what I mean. When I wake up, I have a morning routine that kickstarts my day. From making the bed to sipping my morning brew, I follow it habitually. And then it occurred to me that I can make a work routine, a morning work routine that will get me into the zone a lot faster. So now I start work at 9 in the morning and I follow the few things that I've set out to do for my work day, which includes setting a task list, prioritizing, and just like getting an overview of the day. And this was so great because it sped up that workflow. So I think the key is having that crisp, neat division between the two, and whatever you can put in that space, say like at 9 a.m. or whatever time you work, you're gonna start with this task. These are things that really help you mentally shift your thoughts from one mode into another. And that's something I struggled with. This changed everything, and Notion helps me keep track of it. And this is what it looks like. Overall, I think you'll see a lot of people doing a lot of different things with Notion, and that's the coolest thing about it, is that it's fully customizable. You can make it what you want. It's your space, and I really enjoyed getting into it and sharing this with you. So if you want any more tips, any tricks, just like leave it in the comments and I'd be happy to share. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.